Is this thing on? All right, let's just go ahead and begin. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hedgehog Makes. My name is Austin, aka Zombie Hedgehog, and today I will be kind of working on the Micron tool changer, stealth changer, Micron changer, Micron plus changer, whatever we're calling this thing. It is, I just took it out of my shipping container from Rocky Mountain, and there's a few changes I want to make to it, and we'll discuss that today and kind of discuss this entire project as a whole. Also, we got pictures back from David Wheeler. So he was the event photographer for Rocky Mountain, and he took a lot of great pictures. So I'm super excited to check those out with you guys and just talk about the event one last time. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sad that it's over, but we can remember it through pictures. So that being said, my name is Austin. My name's Austin. Yes, my name's Austin. I did say that. I did have coffee this afternoon, so it's gonna be an earlier stream. Anyway, as always, this is a 3D printing and making hangout. Feel free to chat and chat, ask any questions, but most importantly, just have a good time. So, who do we have in here today? We have SiriBot. Who else? Some other people. Stream Elements, Pink 3DP, Nick, Charlie Lavin, Shrimp Father, Technoside, Kenneth Sang, Trace EV, Numeric, Blue Hollow Arts. I got it right today. Did I break it? No, I didn't really break it, but I disassembled it to ship it. Is the stream quality fine? Can we confirm that the stream quality is fine? I haven't changed anything, so let me know. Pezlit, I lost my, where was I? Charlie Lavin, Pete, Moji. I'm in slow-mo. Am I still in slow-mo? Like, still now? Okay, let's see. I don't know what I can do. I don't got too much. I got a lot of streams open. Maybe I can close out some of those. Let's see. Let us see. Stream is fine for you. Okay, that's good. It should be good. Resolution seems high. That's good. Oh dear. Oh no, now it's back. Yeah, it's like it's in slow mode. That's strange. I can see myself. It's like a very few FPS. Huh. I don't know. I actually don't know. The preview looks great on my end. Drop frames detected. Interesting. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, there's my stats. My stream is experiencing minor issues. Okay. Lots of dropped frames. No more drop frames? No more drop frames? We good? I had 5,000 drop frames, but it looks like we're good now. Nope, there's more drop frames. Hmm. Interesting. I never had this happen. Stop all the downloading. I don't. I have gigabit internet. Let me check my PC. Let's see. Let us see. We have 7 megabits upload. We are online. Yes. Stuff new on Wednesday. Oh. Seems fine. Now, do you think it's Twitch? Do you think it's Twitch being weird? Okay. It's fine now. No, I'm getting dropped frames. So that doesn't normally happen. I don't know if it's a Twitch issue or something else. Welcome in, Shadow Steve, for the first time. Twitch being twitchy? I don't know, is it? Like, let me see. I'm watching my live preview. What happens if I stand up and move around? Oh yeah, that's like, what the heck? It's like half the frames getting out there. I don't know. Bitrate is great. Huh. How do I tell if it's Twitch or if it's something different? I can restart. You could try that. Here, I'll do this. I should be able to restart the stream. I'll restart my computer. I'll kill Streamlabs. I'm not gonna end the stream, but I'll kill it and see if that's. Oh dear lord. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Thank you, Shenanigans. We're running into technical difficulties at the moment, so I'm gonna try doing something. Okay, we're just gonna restart everything. I'm not touching the printer. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. I will touch this though. Good. Gonna press it. It's like super bad. It's very twitchy. Is this just me? Yeah, no, it's like, it's bad. It's bad. I'm watching the, Huh. Others haven't having Twitch issues. Amount of pixels. No, this has been the same settings for 2 years. They're shooting through P1 camera. That's funny. No, nothing's changed. You not change Twitch servers? Servers? I have no idea. I've got no idea. It looks fine from here. Yeah, it's not nearly as bad, but I have 18% drop frames. So that's less than ideal. Well, we'll continue. If it gets that bad, we'll just kill it and try again. No, it's just a low frame rate. It's like, it's glitching. Yeah, it might be through Australia. I mean, yeah, it's possible that server's down and my internet's okay. Yeah, internet's fine. I got way more upload than I need. But welcome in, Shenanigans. How was your stream today? What kind of crazy things were you working on? I'd love to hear it. Surprised I have internet in Maine. Oh, you're killing me. Actually, fun fact, I just got fiber like recently. They didn't have anything remotely close to fiber. So, that's good. Yeah, I got 946 down, 400 plus megabits per second up. So, yeah, it's just Twitch. Twitch being Twitch. That sucks. That sucks. So, I do apologize. We don't need a lot of bandwidth to talk. That's good. Spaghetti. No, internet's good. Lift bar when? Lift bar is really cool, but I think lift bar does add quite a bit of complexity to the system. Lift bar being the mod that puts the tools on a two linear rails with motors, and it goes up and down to kind of follow the gantry. Lift bar is really cool. I think it is, but I think when we're talking about tool changers and modding printers, we really want to make it as simple as possible. And by we, I kind of mean the whole cell changer team. I'm technically a part of it. It's kind of weird. I don't feel like I'm a designer or developer, but I'm at least a beta tester, and I'm probably the most public-facing person talking about the project. So that's that. Plus, I've literally built a Micron cell changer. Pretty cool. Twitch did update Clipper, didn't they? So, let's kind of talk about this. So right now, zoom out right here. Everything made it. I am running the stock Octopus board in here. The power supply likes to come apart, so I gotta clip that back on. So what can be improved here? I think probably, actually this isn't even screwed anymore. That's lovely. Airlines. Change build guide. He's referring to a video I made. The cell changer. So cell changer doesn't really have a guide. I've started to make a build series. Obviously, you know, I don't think a lot of people are going to watch the whole thing, but I'm mostly building and talking about the project. I haven't actually shown off a lot of how. Yeah, the wiring, right? I didn't bother shortening any cables or doing stuff, but it has to be crammed in there quite a bit. Not ideal. And not my best work, of course. I can unplug this now, maybe. There we go. Don't need Ethernet. So yeah, this is not a clean setup at all. It can be simplified by using the new CM2 with the screen. I could probably do that with an Octopus, but this works, and this is the kit that West 3D ships. So I would prefer to kind of keep that as is, if you know what I mean. I don't know if West 3D offers a Manta option, but now with the CB2, maybe they will. Who knows? You know you don't have one. Well, here's the thing. Let's talk about that for a few minutes. Yes, I've done a lot of work on building my stealth changer. Obviously, I've gotten it working. I had a lot of prints done off of it. I've had some absolutely gorgeous prints. I'm really, really happy with how the stealth changer is performing. But I don't want to make a build guide yet, and a couple of reasons. Number one, there are some major updates coming. And by major, I mean nothing too crazy, but a lot of quality of life stuff, including a whole new mount for the tools. So instead of the 3 tools you're seeing here, or 3 pins, there's going to be 4 pins on here. This whole thing's been modified so it's easier to install belts, which will be really nice, which means you don't have to use the belt keeper mod, which means you get more Y travel. So there's a lot of like little things that are gonna be added. So I'd rather do a guide on that, and that'll probably be out, oh man, I'm just estimating here, complete estimate, at least a month. So I'd be looking at doing step a guide right before Murph if I'm gonna do anything at all on it. And I know it's a long time, so I might make something sooner than later, but there's also stuff like the top hat, the wiring, just, you know, explaining electronics. So I feel like I should do some type of introduction to the system, you know, with the preface saying, hey, this will be updated, but this is kind of like a what is Stealth Changer. That's the idea. So I think I can just make sure all these connectors are in, make sure all the wiring is good. So yeah, what's the next step for this specific printer? That's a good question. I don't really know. Right now, it needs a little bit of help, I feel. I did get it working. It was printing at the event. Mark H, 14 is more than 13. Thank you. Hey, Balancer? You, welcome in. Names that I can never pronounce. So this does need a few things. And a lot of it is in software. So tweaking the actual slicing profile, that's kind of a big one. Oh, where's my bed? Here, my bottom panel. It's around here somewhere. Aha. Oops, I dropped one. Valiant, sir. Is that it? Valiant, sir? Valiant, sir? Can I call you Valiant? Hey, Aaron, how's it going? I need screws for this too, don't I? Let's see, I think this size. Nope, not that size. The size up from that. The size that I'll have organized. Today was gonna be a screw sorting stream, not gonna lie. Valiant Senior. There we go. Oh yeah, I got the Seed Builds autograph on there. Have him side my bottom panel. Because, you know, that'll be very visible throughout the entire build process. I'm not going to have a sign a back panel. Like, no, that's too easy. Bottom panel. Unfortunately, all my screws got mixed together because of shipping. I didn't really think that one through. I could have sworn I brought screws one of these other times and it worked out fine. So I don't know what happened there, but that's okay. I will sort them all out and then put them in my screw fitted units. How are you handling all the CAN bus inputs to the back of the board? That's a great question. In terms of electrical wiring, they're all going into a splitter. Why is this not going in? I have a mellow breakout board. Excuse me, what? No printers with Steve's autographs for sale? I ain't selling this. Alright, why is this not going? It's not slid the right way, apparently. So I have a breakout board. I can show you in a second. In fact, I have the whole thing back here. Those go into a breakout. And then the breakout goes into a U2C. And the U2C is connected via USB to my Pi. Seems like a pretty standard layout. Having some adjacent colored adhesion issues. You had one of the tool changers, right? I forget. Did you hit the Micron? I honestly forget. I got so many people doing these things. Hey, Vicky, how's it going? Welcome on in. Nice to see ya. You're currently looking at me fiddling with my bottom panel. For some reason, I can't get any of these screws in. It's acting weird. EBB 6 in each head to break. Yeah, so EBB 36 going into a splitter. I did opt for the mellow one just to make my life easier. Okay, you're the other one with a Micron, right? So what are you doing for your cable management? Because I don't know. Have I seen your updated build? I don't remember. So we get the bottom on that. Just like to not have all the wires fall out. That's kind of the biggest issue with this. If I flip it over, then the wires go everywhere, including all the loose stuff I have in it. Now I can tilt it back the right way for the first time since I shipped it back. I just tied the gantry with some zip ties. Seemed to work fine. Could you design a screw sorter to 3D print? I have a screw sorter. It's not the best one, but it works. It's not very quick. It'd be nice to have like a digital version. That would be really cool. Same thing, breakout board. But how are you physically doing it? Oh yeah. So what I'm doing is this. This is my back plate. So this just screws across and connects on to the back of the printer. I have all of my wires coming like this up into this board right here. And then I have that connected via a cable down to the U2C. And then this one's an app bonus for all the filament sensors. So you can ignore that, but that, you know, it's kind of required if you're gonna do all the filament sensors. And then the power supply just goes across. So that'll mount on the back of the printer like that. And then all the cables come up and I just zip tie them for now. I don't have any fancy pass-through things. So that does work. It is a thing. It's not ideal. I'll state that. They shorten the wires. The wires are actually pretty. Oh, the filament sensor wires. Yeah, those can be shortened. But I literally installed that the day before I was leaving. Like the board came in. I got it working the day before. I did a test print overnight. Made sure that at least worked somewhat. And then packed it up. Had the power supply underneath. The power supply underneath. DIN rail hold. Oh, DIN rail breakout. So you have your power supply still in the back, but like under it. Because yeah, you can do DIN rails as well. Just mount 2 DIN rails on there. But I didn't have any of that on hand. So I just did a printed little rail, which worked. It did work. How is the stream performing? We still losing a lot of frames? Is it still on Twitch's side? Is it still watchable? We'll monitor that for a little bit. As long as it's good enough to continue, but let me know. Not that I'm gonna stop the stream, but if it's unbearable, I'll stop it. Let's see if everything still moves around. Yes, it does. Cool, we have motion, we're good. Running orbiter filament sensors? No. Right now, my tools look like this. Now these are my Micron Plus tools. My other cell changer has slightly different tools. So this has a Rapido 2 on each tool. We have our standard sensor here for tap, EBB36, and then these I'm not going to recommend for this build, mainly because of the price. They work well, but you're better off buying orbiters. These are the Vontech LGX Lite Pros, and they are way too expensive. But they work. And I have no idea what I'm going to do with them once I'm done with this project. I guess I'll have to keep a Micron changer going. Filament sensor, you can actually. There are extra pins here, but that means you have to run cables all the way to here. And I didn't want to do that. It was a lot to do last minute. So yes, it is possible, but it was so much easier just to buy a board and then plug them all in directly. Like literally just plug them in and they work. Easy peasy. Plus there are extra pins on there. There's LED, I think it's LED connections. There's extra stuff in case I wanted to do more things. But it's not strictly required. And eventually I will be going with orbiters and orbiter filament sensors. The clog detection is really nice to have, but just a filament sensor is good enough for my use case, honestly. And then eventually, maybe the Roadrunner, is this Roadrunner, is that what we're calling it? Yeah, Roadrunner sensor, which I killed the board, in case you're wondering. It was working very, very briefly, and then this sensor wasn't working, so I checked it, it had a loose connection, I soldered something, and now it smells like smoke. So I have more of this stuff coming in. I'll build another one of these and try it again, but this seems like a really nice package for what it is. And you can get this hooked up and just use it for clog detection, put it on the side, and then have the filament runout sensor on the tool head. So that way you'll be able to use almost the entire bit of filament. So that's that. Let's go over some of the issues that I'm having with the tool changer. Work on orbiter with orbiter sensor, trying to work with the wiring. Yeah, I haven't touched an orbiter sensor like ever. Let's talk about some of the issues. Issue number 1. Okay, so the Y travel. So at maximum Y to the front here, you'll notice something. We can move a lot further than we need to. No issues with the stream. That's good. It was very low bit rate, and we're losing a bunch of a lot of bits. So yeah. So yeah, look where this can move. It can move all the way to here, right? You're essentially touching the front idler against here, which is great. But when we install a tool and we go to dock, we can only move here, which is not an issue, right? Where that's fine, but that does mean that our tools, or we'll say the dock itself, is limiting our travel a little bit. And what do I mean by that? Well, when there's a tool here and you're trying to print, it's nice to have like 1,000 tools to show off. Down here, the Bowden tube has to come up. So the Bowden tube has to be like that, right? If I go to print upward, then it's gonna run into this dock. So theoretically, this right here should be mounted as forward as possible. right? As physically forward as possible. And if I move this down, which I think all my belts are loose, weird. If I move this down, that's about right here. Ooh, the frame. Oh, wow. That frame got loose. Oh my god. I think it must have taken a bit of an impact in shipping. Wow, that's an issue. Weren't the frame still good? I'll deal with that later. I will say that this printer working as a tool changer, this right here, this loss of Y really reduces its practicality, in my opinion. If I could get a full 180 by 180 build volume out of here, that would be great. That would be seriously great. So just 180 by 180, being able to do a bunch. I was hoping to use it for a bunch of smaller prints. Think of little like Zao 3D or IK 3D models, stuff that's like small, even even smaller than this. I could do a bunch of little prints in multicolor in this plate. It does run a foot shaper, right? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a full kind of check on this because I did ship it twice already, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, I'd like to increase the Y build volume by as much as possible. And one thing that I'm trying to avoid major changes to Micron. One of the ideas that I discussed with Modbot, because he was interested too, is extending the Y. So I could just, get longer extrusions and push it out to like here. And then a longer linear rail for there. That's it. Just longer rail, longer extrusion. But then you'd need panels. I'd have to get completely a new bottom deck panel and side panels, like a whole new set of panels essentially. So that would be a new frame, new panels, and new rails. Hey, Sebas. Yeah, it's a little it's a little loose. So I think I'm gonna go in and just tighten up everything at the minimum. What kind of screws we use for these? Forget. 2.5. 2. You could also move the mounts forward outside the rails, but couldn't keep doors. Yeah, that's the other kind of issue. Tesla, thank you for the 101 bits. I appreciate it. What happened to it? Oh, well, by repair, I don't strictly mean, okay, I guess we're repairing it now, but I don't mean like it needs a ton of repairs. I mean changing the design, right? Repairing the design. Thank you, Pup Dog, for the 200 bits. I appreciate it. Use Loctite and everything. I know, right? I don't think, maybe Loctite would help it, to be honest. It's a lot less to invest in extra hot tool heads. Right, that's true. That's true, but I'm talking about ease of use. Wow, I guess I have to take apart all these. Extending Z would be the easiest thing to do to retain volume. No. No, it wouldn't. The main issue in my whole build of this, yeah, I should probably use Loctite. Okay, disclaimer, Loctite, and we have Hype Train, thank you guys. Loctite, in a normal build, unnecessary. I think it's completely unnecessary. Loctite shipping a printer across the country in a suitcase with minimal padding, sure. Yeah, let's get some hype. Ooh, we should do another stream where we do like hot sauce or something like that again. That could be fun. But as always, level 5 hype train will have one of the cursed beans or 2000 bits. The problem isn't the Z, it is the Y. So, the Bowden tube has to come up and out. And the Bowden tube has like a very minimal bending radius to it. So essentially, you want your Bowden tube, like if you look at it from above, you need that, the opening to your extruder, you want the opening to the extruder, which is here, right? Like right here, to be, you can't really go up. Trying to get good words for that. You need the clearance for the Bowden tube. And right now, that puts it about like right here. And I didn't really think about that. I really didn't. Because on my bigger printers, I'm not printing directly in the front. And it's so far down that the Bowden tube doesn't really matter. So on this printer though, it matters a lot. Like you can probably move in a little bit, right? But as you print higher and higher, that Bowden tube is gonna be kind of like right here. So as of now, the maximum travel I have is, let's see, where's my ruler? That's not what I want. Maximum travel is like from here to here. 110. So 110 from here to where I'll start running into issues when I'm printing. And I think that's even pushing it a little bit. So I'm gonna say like 100. Is there room for the bed to go back? It's not the bed, it's the travel distance of this. I appreciate the hype train, guys. Level 1 hype train. Let's get some hype for Dragon Burner. How's that sound? Hype for Dragon Burner, anyone? Bluetooth filament, yeah. You're not shipping a double printer without padding. I had some padding, but you know, it happens. It happens, not a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. Like literally everything is loose. Is this even screwing in? Is this screwed in? It's a weird one. Might have to like completely rebuild this printer. I'll leave it as is for now. It's fine. But I want to at least talk about the concept of the printer. So this right here is kind of, I'm kind of trying to wrap my brain around it, right? So do we pursue this? And like a lot of you guys are saying, I can just mount the tool heads outside of the frame. And of course, if I really needed to, I can make an adapter so a door would continue to fit. So let's do that. Let's remove the docks and then kind of play around with how that would work. Because our front travel, we have quite a bit of extra room that we can travel in order to dock it. So we can easily get a little bit more build volume if needed. But there still is the opportunity and possibility of extending the frame. But that would be a whole thing. And again, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I would not recommend converting this over if you can just build a 250 2.4. I still think it's pretty neat and it's pretty compact. It's a fun project, but I am not going to be personally supporting that. I'm not going to be the one to support that project. But I will be supporting this as best as possible in a stock configuration. Yeah, the bed can move back and forth. I had to push it forward because that's the max travel, right? The nozzle is on the edge of the bed in this configuration. I'd actually have to move it forward a bit more. That's because I have the little belt keeper, which pushes it forward a good, oh, I don't know, a couple millimeters. 5, 4, 5. So I'm losing that right there. So, a couple things that are going to change. Number one, this should help a lot. I will be updating this to version 2. So like I said, that'll increase the ease of installation of the belts without a reduction in build volume versus standard. And then I'm going to try to move these docks out. I'd rather lose Z height, to be honest. I don't care about Z as much. In fact, this mod increases the Z height of the printer because the current build is limited to around 150 in the Z, just based off of the Bowden tube hitting the top right here. But when you add a top hat, which this could easily support, one of Hellspark's printed top hats, if you did that, then you can increase the height. So I don't mind losing a little bit if we gain XY. I'm more partial to the XY for a tool changer. A printed box that moves the tool heads forward would be the most economical solution. A printed box. You'll have to. What do you mean by that? Works better if it's a kittable solution for an existing design. Yes, I am not developing a kit for this specific printer. I will be developing kits for a standard 2.4. That is a yes, for sure. There we go. An option B, a printed frame in the front. Printed frame. So the idea would be to have the dock sit like this. Then any extra distance that it sticks out, you would have just a printed expansion joint, kind of like what some of the other mods do. But then yes, you could put the stock doors on. I think that's what you're trying to say. Can you move the stealth burner behind the gantry? Behind the gantry. Well, right now there is approximately 0 space behind the gantry, right? So everything is out front. Yes, this whole thing can be pushed back, but you have to deal with this right here. It's going to move back by approximately this much right here, which is about 5 millimeters. So it'll be pushed back 5 millimeters, but you still need your back plate for Dragon Burner. And this is about as compact, I think, as you can make it. Right? It does not get too much more compact than this. This is already pretty small, to be honest. So let's just move this to the front and we get to see how much it sticks out. I'll line it up perfectly so you guys can see. There we go. So right now, it sticks out a good, that much. So a good, like 10 millimeters almost. Rather have a bigger frame than a bolt-on extension. Right, like, again, if you're gonna do this and you really, really, really want a Micron tool changer that has a full 180 by 180 by 180, it's very easy. You just get a bigger frame, you get custom panels, and then you get some longer rails. Like, that's it. And I can if someone really wanted me to, I could source it, but I'm not. Or you can just get Charlie to give files for that. Did you do 100 in there? I think that can be published. So Charlie, if you were interested, I could get the information off of you on what you did. But I would rather myself focus on a full 2.4. If it was scratch build, yeah, for an upgrade is less viable, right? Like, this is already kit. Like, you're buying this as a kit. I can't just ask for a different frame. I can work with West 3D to make different frames, but that's the debate right now. So let's just get a general poll in chat. And if it's overwhelming, and I'll do a Twitter post too, and if it's overwhelming, I can definitely make this or rebuild this using the R1 components into a 180 by 180 by 180 tool changer. I can work with West 3D to get custom panels, custom frame, and custom rails. I think that's pretty easy. I don't think it'll be much less rigid, to be honest. It will probably reduce your overall accelerations a bit. But it's probably fine. I mean, you're only talking 100 millimeters. Like, that's right here. Like, where my finger is right here. That's not that much bigger, really. So we're looking at about that much to get a full 180 by 180 by 180 build volume. I think 180 is great for one print, for single prints. But when you do a tool changer or a multicolor print, I generally am looking at plates. So let's talk about this right here. This is Fix'em Dude's new model, which, by the way, is absolutely fantastic. I love it so much. This is a full multicolor print, and I wanted to try it out on the bamboo. This took about a day to do 5 of them in multicolor on the bamboo. Now, this one turned out pretty good. I did have a couple of some very minor overhang issues, but overall, I'd say I'd give it like a 9.5 out of 10, right? Pretty good. But the other ones, I had fails. I had the Canon fail right here because I wasn't using a brim here. You should probably ship with a brim on the plate because we're dealing with multicolor and stuff like that. It's kind of a weird situation. So if this was a tool changer, let's say I wanted to print these, right? Like, how many of these can I fit on here? I could probably do like maybe 3 total on the whole thing. Like, not many. You gotta get custom 300mm rails. West 3D can source the rails. I can just ask them. I think that's, easy enough to source. Ticket, 15 minutes till the tickets unlock. 15 minutes. So, right, if I want to use FDMs, I could probably fit like 4. And it's not really an issue, to be honest. Because you're only wasting time with a tool changer. Material costs is going to be the same. Whoops. The same regardless, if you think about how tool changers work. But you're still spending time swapping. So yes, this would be a lot faster than a bamboo. You just have less at a time. So as long as all of your multicolor prints, of course I'm ignoring multi-material, but let's just talk about multicolor. Your multicolor prints, if those all fit on this plate, then yes, this would be an ideal tool changer because of how small the distance is. But the overall cost starts to approach the cost of a regular 2.4. Oh, you got rails from Amazon but use the same LDO characters. Interesting. Interesting. what's happening. We're discussing. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Wow, that's my dirty panels. Yeah, sorry. I have my chat up. I'm not even looking at my preview. We're discussing kind of what to do with this project. So, TLDR, with the stock design, because of how the current docks mount, in order to not lose any... in order to use the existing design of the Micron, plus, we'd have to mount the tools on the inside of the frame. That really limits our maximum usable area to something like 100 millimeters wide. It's not ideal when the whole thing is 180. It's very small. Hey, Jano. How's it going? So we're trying to find every possible way to increase that Y. So one of them would be reducing the maximum Z travel, making it so the tool can mount. Yeah, it's kind of perfect because if I had a PTFE tube, it would hit like this. So it'd be like right at the edge of the frame. So the tool would stick out of the frame, and then I would mount this onto here, just like that. So that's kind of the, and I guess we could probably move it up more too. We want it as high as, actually, I guess depending on the extruder, you can go all the way up to like here or so. So yeah, this is pretty simple, right? We could just design tools that mount like that. I'd say it's pretty easy to do. There isn't enough travel. There's plenty of travel to get to here. I mean, I'm physically traveling there, right? So that would work if I had a tool mounted here. And if you want to put doors on it, well, then you'd have to just add a bulk expansion onto here. And then you could probably even just screw the doors directly in or something like that. Yeah, I would want to keep the tools flush. I really would. But I would lose a lot of build volume. Yeah, we can get some of it back. Definitely not the full 180. Absolutely not, no. So if I had this mounted like this, that would be what kind of like, so the extruder is mounted like this. I can probably get about this out of it. So from that carriage to there, we're now looking at a build, or a travel area of 115. If we remove that extra bit on the, what is it called? If we remove the belt keeper, it'd be 120. 120. Make a tool head dock that lifts out the top using geared belt, some rails. Lifts out the top. There is already a lift bar, but that wouldn't solve the issue here. And again, there's many solutions to this involving many different complexities, right? But the idea would be to keep this as simple as possible. That's the goal. Keep it as almost stock as possible. That's the same mindset for the stealth changers. Keep it as stock as possible with as few invasive mods. So, would you be interested in a printer that can do 120 by 120 by 180 by, I don't know, probably not the full 180, but probably like 170. Kind of a really rectangular build volume. Just thinking about some of the stuff I print, that would limit it quite a bit. Like I couldn't print, I don't know, I might not be able to print that Thangs piece. It's kind of limiting to almost about the same size as a V0. Right, so this size right here. That's the build volume that you get with some extra width. So if you can print it on a V0, you can have it a little bit wider with multicolor. I still personally think that it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort for a tool changer. Simplicity of cell changer, what makes it great. Right, exactly. We want to keep it simple. So, that being said, what do you guys think? Should I go and design it to have it, the stock frame, stock everything? Because companies already sell, like people are gonna buy the cheap kits off of AliExpress. It's gonna happen, right? And those are gonna have the panels, are gonna have the frame. Not many people are gonna build a a scratch-built Micron Plus. I guarantee there's probably like 2 people that want to do that. And of course, we know the right answer is obviously change all this stuff, but is that really what people are gonna want to do? If you had the space, you would have gone with the 2.4 instead. Yeah, 2.4, it's not that much bigger. It really, really isn't that much bigger if you think about it. It's about the same size as my Trident. I think a little bit smaller. It's a little bit wider. And you still have to deal with all the spools anyway, so I think with a 2.4 with the spools on top, that would be kind of ideal for a small tool changer. You'd get almost the full 250 by 250. And you can still do quite a bit. You know, a 250 bed is significantly, significantly bigger. It's like the size of this whole printer. And that's why we're going with a 350, because, get the most out of it, and you can have the most tools. Stick a 180 bed 2.4 frame. Well, you could do, you could do that, but that doesn't really make much sense when you can just have a bigger bed. Go big or go home, right? I might actually like to see a slightly smaller bed. Not a 180, but let's say in a 250, maybe a slightly reduced size. Or a 300 with a 250 bed, and that way you can mount a camera on the side and have like a alignment probe or something, have your nozzle wiper. There's just not much space in the stock 2.4 design to go off the side of the bed, on the back or front. So I think, a 350 frame with the 300 bed, or ideally for me, I really like the size. This is a 300 2.4. It is perfect. It fits perfectly on this size shelf. Anything bigger is a pain. You have to put it on a big table. It takes up a lot of space. Where this printer is kind of the limit. I'd almost like to see, 250. But since there are already plenty of existing beds, I would almost want to see a special kit where it has a 300 frame like this. You can fit 6 tools, hypothetically. 6 tools on this frame. Let's just do some quick napkin math. 1, 2, 3, not math. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 should work. In fact, I can just do it like this. 1, 2, 3. Very scientific. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, plenty of space to put 6 tools on a 300. And I think that's kind of the optimal value. If you want to go 5, you can do that. You can do up to 6. That's a good number. Out of space, yeah. So, personally, I don't want to abandon this. I put a lot of work into this project and a lot of people are interested in it, but the build volume is the largest downside. So I'll talk to the couple of people that I know wanted to get one of these built and let them know kind of the challenges of it and the restrictions. But if you already have bigger printers and you just want a little printer to mess around with, yeah, that could be fun. Especially if you just want to print little mini things. So I would design the dock mount, or work with the team to design a different dock mount that mounts it on the front instead, with the door panel for those who want to install enclosure on here. I think that could be pretty reasonably done. Probably extend the frame or the screen out a bit too. And then wait for the version 2 of this, which should just increase the wide travel a bit. I could also just do it with this and then upgrade it later, but